Hi traders, this is Chris and this is the weekly Forex forecast for the 16th of September. And we're going to go through the markets. We're going to go through the DXY, the yen futures, the Swiss franc futures, which are really important in being able to make better decisions, to make better moves into next week. So let's start with the DXY. The first thing before I do that is to note that there is some news out this week, and just to be aware of this, Tuesday we've got core retail sales out at 1:30 GMT, so be aware of that. That could be a great trading opportunity for VIP members. And then Wednesday we've got the FOMC decision as well at 7 p.m. GMT, so you may find that the dollar's going to be mixed, so just be aware of that before you make any dollar decisions. I think the first thing we're going to note is that we're probably going to see a little bit of a rally in terms of the dollar up to 102.20, and then it should roll over to 99.74. So I think the order of the day is continued weakness of the US dollar as indicated by the advanced pro charts, but we're going to have to wait and see. It's not parabolic. I will explain to newbies what parabolic means. Whenever we see a parabolic trend, all the sellers are in, and so the price collapses. And it's the opposite, of course, for buys. Everything goes green, and then the buyers coming in, the price has a massive move. And they're the massive moves we're looking for, guys. You're not looking for 50 pips. We are not looking for anything else except parabolic trends. Okay. So let's go into the yen futures, and we can see what's going on here. And we can see pretty much straight away that this is parabolic. This is one of the parabolic trends that we are seeing. All the buys are in, and whenever you see all the buys in, that's when the big move happens. You need big moves, because the big moves is where all your profits start to stack up. Once we see all the buys in, then this is where the price starts to have some big moves. Now, in terms of next week, we are expecting this further upside momentum, except I think there is going to be a bit of a pullback at about 71.66. And then a pullback down to 7000 on this convergence here. Convergence, divergence, break of structure, change of character is all we do. So once we see this pullback down to here, I've got a little note here, and then it's going to go to 73.40. The important thing to recognize for newbies is that we work on parabolic trends, all the buyers in, all the sellers in. And we also work with correlation. So the correlation in terms of the yen futures means that all the yen pairs are going to go down as this goes up. So once we see this price move down, yen prices go up, yen pairs go up, and then once it starts to rally, which it will do, then all the yen pairs will go down. Swiss franc futures are interesting. And one of the things we look for in terms of Swiss franc futures, once we see them go bullish and we have a parabolic trend to the upside, all the buyers are in, then we can expect further upside momentum. This is holding on to market structure quite nicely, even though we've got a pullback this week. We do expect slightly further pullbacks down to here, but it may have happened already. So 120.77 is the order of the day. This is not parabolic. We have a few buyers and a few sellers, but it won't take much for this price to actually go parabolic. Probably even Monday. So be aware of that, VIP members. We could be getting ready to sell the Swiss franc futures pairs. Now, one of the things I am going to do is I'm going to go over my favorite trades at the end of the video, if that's all right with you. These are indicated by red flags and green flags because these are parabolic. They are my favorite trades for next week. And as you can see, the yen pairs are all parabolic to the downside. So there's going to be some great trading opportunities. Before I do that, let me go into the majors and give you some pointers in terms of what I think is going to happen with the majors. So let's start with the euro dollar. This has been rallying for a while. It's been parabolic, but it's not been parabolic for a week or two. As you can see, all the buyers in. Once all the buyers are in, big moves happen. This is when you make all your money. All right, what we've seen in the last week or two is it's actually consolidating. I think it's going to be further downside momentum for the next few days, but don't forget we've got FOMC retail sales, as I mentioned previously. So I think we are going to see the price move down as the dollar DXY rises slightly, but this is where the action is going to start to happen, and you are going to start to see the move from here down to here up to here, and a big rally is expected. So we will have a target up here at 11285, but this is not tradable in these circumstances. We do need to see the price start to move down into what we call convergence. So convergence areas where there's significant support areas or trend lines, and then the price starts to move up. Not parabolic, so it's not ready yet. This is not one of my favorite trades. I'm just going over the majors as we see them. So onto the pound USD, I can see that the price is holding on to support here. This is a 20 SMA. While it holds on above the 20 SMA, this indicates strength, but I'm not totally convinced. I think this is further downside, possibly to 128.97, which would be lovely. That's the perfect entry there, and the price will go up after that once. Now, before you enter the trade, just check on the DXY, see what's going on. If it's weak and parabolic weak, then you can expect a very strong move. Aussie USD, I am expecting this to go up, but it's not confirmed yet. We do have a wedge formation here, as you can see from the Advanced Pro charts. The Advanced Pro charts are a fantastic way of getting into the market and predicting future prices. So once we see the break of this wedge formation, then of course, then we can make our mind up. We'll have to wait and see. It may decide it wants to fall down to this area, which is fine. It's another buying opportunity possibly. But if it holds on to this structure and then breaks and another pullback here, we can see the price go up to 71.09. But until it's parabolic, we won't know for sure. Once it's parabolic, they're the big moves. And we can see a similar situation here for the New Zealand USD. Wedge formation, we need to see a breakout. 63.67 is the target. US Swiss is not so clear. This is in a downtrend, and I do expect further downward move as long as it holds on to this market structure. Then we could see it fall further. More information is needed. Now this I like. US Canadian, congratulations if you traded this. 262 pips this week for VIP members. Well done. Now this is moving into a very, very weak area. An order block from a previous low is resistance, and as you can see, that's clearly highlighted. So I do expect the price to go to 132.05. Not parabolic, so it's not ready yet, but it could be ready as soon as Monday or Tuesday. Now the US yen has been showing further weakness, as you can see by this chart. If you traded this, congratulations, great move. But it's been consolidating for a couple of weeks now. I do expect the price to move up. This is parabolic, indicated by the red flag. So further downside pressure is highly likely despite this order block here. I do think we are going to see a rally, and I think we're going to see the price come down to 130.50 in the next week or so. Do a target there, which is the smaller target, but I think this could move big. If, and this is a big if the DXY collapses and goes weak, then this will drive this down lower. And if the yen futures contracts are moving up, as they are indicating, then that's a fantastic correlation, which will drive the market. So US yen is one of my favorite trades. Take note. So that's the majors. The only one that I have highlighted as one of my favorites is the US yen. Right, Euro Canadian is parabolic to the upside. As we can see, all the buyers have stepped in now with high volume. So this is going up as long as it holds on to market structure throughout the week. Then we can expect this price to go to 151.69. A lovely trade coming. Pound Canadian is parabolic, as indicated by all the buyers are in. But this is a little bit more complex, isn't it? As you can see, there is a major resistance line here, trend line here, which needs to be broken, and another one here which needs to be broken. But any kind of breakout now into this area here is highly likely to give us a big move actually. So any kind of breakout to the top here, then a pull back down into support, which is then support, is going to be heading for 183.07. It will turn out to be one of my favorite trades, but it's certainly not one that I'll be looking at the moment until it breaks. The Euro Canadian is a better trade. Pound New Zealand, another favorite of mine. And as you can see, all the buyers are in, happy days, and volume's not quite there, but I really want to see the price break this resistance line here, this trend line here, which is acting as resistance, and any break into this area here is then going to highlight and head for 21.90. More information is needed. We do need to see the price move into this area before we trade it, and then expect a pullback and then price to go up. Not ready yet, but parabolic to the upside, so that indicates that all the buyers should step in the next week or so. On to the yens, again my favorite trades, as you can see. Now I do expect the price to bounce at some stage, again depending on the yen futures contracts. If the yen futures contracts has a pullback, which we expect, then we're going to see something like this happen into this area and then fall down. I do have a target here of 63.30, 63 we might be okay, 63, even lower than that, possibly down here at 61, 63 or thereabouts, 62. There we go, 62. Nice support area there. So if we go into the 4-hour chart to get to see what's going on, we can actually see this quite easily. So I do expect the price to move up, maybe up into this area here, 168.60 before we see the downward move. Euro yen, we're in the euro yen this week. Congratulations if you had it. We banked, what was it, 400 pips on that. No, it wasn't quite that much, I don't think. 300 pips we got on that one, 3-1. Congratulations into this order block. I do think that this price is going down because the yen futures is looking strong, which will drive it down to 153.96. And we can see here on the, if I get rid of that for a second, we can actually see where the opportunities will exist into the coming days. If it comes up into 160, then of course it will get down to 153.96 or even lower to 153. It's a nice target to aim for. New Zealand yen, we can see what's going on here. This might not even come back into the sell zone here. This may just collapse to a 184.17 on the top of that range, 184.45 there. So just look out for that. This could be an early trade actually, looking at that. But any kind of pullback into this area here is highly likely to see a pullback into here. Similar situation for the Aussie yen, of course. I don't trade both. They both do the same thing. So we could see a price temporarily move into this area and then head for 190.65. Canadian yen. Yeah, looks good. So we have a target down here, 102.77. Could be hit fairly quickly, but any kind of pullback as indicated into this area is going to start to shoot down. Pound yen, congratulations, another 400 pips here banked. Thank you very much into this order block here. But I do expect it to go further down to 180 this week. So if we dive into, let's go to the 1-hour chart, sorry. Let's get rid of that. We can see the zones here. 4-hour chart for me is a better one, although that seems further away. Yeah, that looks like we're going to get a nice bounce back into this area here. If this holds on, then we could see a continuation of this quite easily to target of 180 in the next week. So the yens are looking favourite. Look out for the yens. They are looking good. Have a great weekend.